Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good middle of the day to you, wherever you are, wherever you're watching this. If you're watching this live, and hello this morning. If you're watching this at some point in the future, then do take the messages because they are relevant. Remember, there is no linear time with spirit. Right, so this morning, cutting the waffle, I promise you. So I'm going to do a quick astrology overview. I'm going to do a collective reading for us all, and then I'm going to lay down 12 cards, and I invite you to choose a number between 1 and 12, or choose a couple of numbers between 1 and 12. Focus on the question that you have in your mind, and then I'll go through the interpretations for each card to give you an overview of the day. Now, do remember that these are one card readings, so the detail isn't, extreme, but you can always put a question in the chat if you're a subscriber to the channel, and I can answer it at the end of the 12 card readings. So don't forget that. You can also email me, naomi@skyspirit.co.uk, with any other questions and all that sort of thing. So without further ado, astrology today. So we've got Venus, which, as you'll know, is the planet of love and emotion, and that's retrograde. So it's a bit of a sticky one. So there could be problems in relationships. Now that in retrograde, that planet enters Pisces today, the sign of Pisces, and then it conjoins, I always get that word wrong, with Neptune, who's also in Pisces. It's also in Pisces. So what that is a sort of frustrating situation. So it could mean that there are tensions in your love life that bubble to the surface, tension, arguments, that sort of thing. It could also mean that somebody's going to show you their true colors, and it's sort of you're in a stage where you're getting the clouds are parting in front of your eyes and you're able to see somebody a bit more clearly. So watch out for that today. Let me know if that resonates with you. By the end of the day, you can email me or you can come onto the live show tomorrow. Right, quick collective reading. I've been shuffling as I've been talking, so I'll just lay down these 3 cards. Okay, so we've got the 3 of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and then the 3 of Cups reversed. So the 3 of Pentacles normally indicates an apprenticeship, learning, skill, something, picking something up. So there's something to be learned. And it's like you're being put to the test as well. It's like there's a lot of skill there. There's recognition. So it's like there's an achievement in the air. So something has been achieved today that's been worked on for quite a while on a sort of global or collective level. And it's actually coming up as the indication is the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is a very creative energy, and she's very rich in love and compassion and all those positive sort of energies. So it's like a decision is made that creates this new frame of mind, which is a more positive frame of mind on a collective level. Thank you, Heather, for telling me you can see the comments. I wasn't sure because I think I might have triggered some kind of shadow ban on YouTube, so my comments aren't showing up anywhere. So thank you, Heather, for confirming you can see that. So back to this. Yeah, so it's some kind of something's been learned, decision's been made because of lessons learned. That's bringing some kind of emotional relief, it's a compassionate decision that sort of adds to the positive energy on the planet. So it's actually good news for once. This is good. I like this. And then the outcome, it's a bit of a tricky card because if I was going to give it one word, it would be overindulgence. It's like over celebration, but it can be celebrating too soon. So in context with the other cards here, it feels like there's lessons learned, so which have led to a decision being made, which brings great, it's a compassionate decision. It seems to increase our understanding of a situation. And it seems like it's the, it's something which is humanitarian, I think is the word. So it's that sort of thing. However, it feels like we are celebrating that decision too soon, and it's like a false start in the resolution of a particular conflict or conflictive situation. So a little bit of a downer on the end of that, but this is still progress. So we can't deny that progress will be made today and over the next 24, 36 hours. It's just, it feels a bit like this is a premature celebration and that there's still work to be done on this situation. So not all doom and gloom this morning. We've got some good news there. There's my door going again, and there's the dog barking. Seems like it's every morning that somebody knocks on my door about this time, and then the dogs start barking, and potentially they'll go on barking for the rest of the reading, because that's what they do. Right, shuffling the cards again, choose a number between 1 and 12. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Remember, you can choose more than one number if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm distracted now, wondering who that is at the door. Right. Let's start at number 7 this morning. Number 7 is the 5 of Cups, which is often experienced as a period of loss or grief for something that you had. It's like leaving an emotional place behind or grieving somebody emotionally. It can also be a material loss, and if you're attached to something and you lose it, it can trigger those kind of that separation anxiety, that missing somebody or something that used to be in your life. I so massively want to shout shut up at my dogs, but I won't. So it's, but basically, if you look at the image on the card, this guy is sort of doing off into, he's leaving things behind. Hi, Cassandra. But what he's missing is he's got 2 cups behind him, which are still upright, which are still full of whatever it is that he's been accumulating, whether it's good emotions or whether it's, some kind of material thing. So he's missing that. So if this is you, if you feel like you're losing something, if you're grieving something, if you feel like you've had to leave something behind, then this card invites you to look and to see what it is that's still around you, because it's like please be, count your blessings. It's a gratitude card as much as it is one that expresses this feeling of leaving stuff behind. So just, it's sort of look around you and see what you still have left. It's also a card of hope, because in the background of this card, there's a bridge which he's going to cross. So he's like burning his bridges with things that are left behind. And then there's like a castle in the background, and that represents like a destination, a home, a feeling of finally having made it and feeling like secure and happy. So it's like potentially a loss that has to be experienced in order for you to find your true destiny. So interesting card there. Number one, you have the Queen of Swords reversed. So the Queen of Swords, when she's reversed, this could either be you, it could be somebody else. So who is this? Queen of Swords reversed. She's got a sharp tongue. She can be a gossip. She can be quite negative. She is argumentative. She can be manipulative. She's very, very clever. And that's why she's very, very good at manipulating and gaslighting and all those sort of psychological warfare tactics. So watch out for this person around you today. Or is this person you? And do a bit of soul searching. Be honest with yourself. Are you being the Queen of Swords reversed in a particular situation? Are you being harsh on somebody? Are you using your sharp tongue a little bit more than you should do? Or is there somebody that you could be treating more fairly? Is fairly a word? Yeah, fairer. You know what I mean? In a more fair way, if that makes sense. It's a card that, it's like a bitterness. It's a real feeling of going through something that makes you bitter. So it's like it's not your true nature. Your true nature is this sharp, engaging, intelligent woman, and it feels like something's happened, this blockage, this bitterness, which has caused this little blip in the character, this turn to the dark side of the Queen of Swords, because she does have a dark side, just like any other court card does. So do watch out for this person today. Watch out for being manipulated. Watch out for somebody treating you harshly. Watch out for somebody being very argumentative with you. Or if this is you, then just be careful how you treat people, and check yourself on that. Thank you for that, Tarot. Number 2 is the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a lovely, lovely card. And it's about enjoying the luxuries of life. It's also about asserting your independence. It's a card that is like, this woman on here has a lovely home. She's got plenty of money. She's got a beautiful garden. She has even got a pet bird perching on her hand to indicate how opulently she lives and how rich she is and how wonderful things are for her. So is this you today? Have you won the lottery? Or are you just feeling that sort of time in your life where you're looking around and thinking, yeah, I'm pleased with where I am right now, or I've achieved something? If you're watching this and thinking, absolutely not, I feel dreadful, how come I've got that card? Perhaps this is a nudge from your spirit guide that's telling you that this is just around the corner. This is within your reach, because this energy is yours today. So this is an aspiration that isn't sort of out of the ballpark for you. This can be reached if you're not already there. So when there's something that's a potential like that, I always think perhaps you should, one of the best things you can do is think, right, that's where I want to be. How do I get there? So is that sitting down and making some plans for the future? Is that talking to somebody who you might have a partnership with? Is that taking something that was planned into fruition? Is it actually moving a project forward that's going to move you to this fulfilled time of life, and also this independent time of life? Because you literally feel at this stage like, you don't need anybody else to prop you up. You don't need anybody else to make you happy. You are holding the key to your own happiness with this card. It's a really beautiful card to have. So do let me know if that resonates for you today. That would be lovely to hear. Number three, you've got the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups can indicate that you're feeling a little bit bored. It's like the card of apathy. It's like, he's sitting looking at them 4 cups thinking, yeah, had them, been there, done that, not interested. What does life have left to offer me? And what he's missing is, if you look in the image behind him, there's this hand coming from the cloud, and it's offering him another opportunity and something that he'd be enthusiastic about. But he is so focused on the sort of woe is me, I'm not enjoying life, I'm bored, that he's missing this opportunity because he's not in the right frame of mind to seize the opportunity. So the message of the card is to look around you and see what that opportunity is, because without doubt there is something that you're missing. And are you in that kind of, that sort of thing, that's stage of mind, that frame of mind where nothing makes you happy, where it doesn't matter what came on your path, what you uncovered, it still wouldn't be enough? And we can all get into those kind of states of mood. It's easy to get like that because we're busy and things go wrong and we seem to stumble from chaotic situation to chaotic situation, or you just get on top of something and something else happens that brings you down. So it is easy to get to this state. So this card by no means is sort of beating you up for it, and it's just saying, okay, recognize that you're feeling down at the moment. This is not your natural state of being. This is a mood, and it's a low mood. It's a dip in your mood. So in order to sort of sort this out, in order to get that stuck energy moving and to appreciate the things that you have, which is a change of perspective only, because it's not going to change what you have, it's just going to change how you look at it. So in order to do that, all you have to do is look around. So all this man has to do is stop looking down like this and stop looking at what he's lost, and actually turn around and have a look behind him. So metaphorically, do this today. Have a look to the left, the right, behind. Have a look around you and see what opportunity you're missing and try to get back your joie de vivre. Number 11. Number 11. Another interesting card. It's funny how I was looking at these, both the 7 and 4 last night, and they've both come out. It often happens. So number 7, it's like the card of choices, of illusions, of daydreaming, because this guy is looking at all these cups and they're filled with all these different things. There's a person and a snake and a salamander, and there's grapes. And so these represent in the tarot, in the symbolism of the tarot, these represent like challenges, choices, different sort of paths that you can take, different opportunities. But he's sort of feeling a little bit spoilt for choice, or perhaps it's that daydreaming about too many choices. And it's a card where the energy of it is like, you know, when you start something and then you move on to the next thing and then you don't finish that and then you move on to something else because you're sort of going from one thing to the other. It's almost like you're going through life in a dream. You're fantasizing about doing different things. You start one thing, you never finish anything. I'm like that. I have unfinished craft projects literally everywhere. Boxes and boxes of stuff. So this is the energy of this card. So the invitation of this card is to sort of organize your thoughts a little bit, sort of, you know, rein in your imagination. Although imagination's brilliant, but when it gets sort of, when it runs out of control and sort of takes over, it means that you're not grounded and you're struggling to really act in the reality. It's like you're always in the dream state. You're always that step ahead in the future and imagining what the opportunities will be when you get to X place, Y place, Z place, rather than being in the present. So the advice of this card would really be to practice some mindfulness. So whatever you do today, do it with being very present in that space. So even if you're brushing your hair or washing up or walking the dog, okay, don't walk along or brush or wash up thinking about what you're going to do next. Really focus in on what you're doing at that precise time. If you're brushing your hair, make a really good job of brushing it. You know, take your time, do it slowly. If you're going for a walk, look around you. Just try to quiet that mind chatter, which is always sort of offering you something else and inviting you to think about something else. So it's like reining in those thoughts. I love that card. It's a really interesting card. And it is positive because having those ideas is brilliant. It's just sometimes they can distract from you sort of focus on what you've got to get through. Hi, Minimalist Theatre. Yes, you can ask a question. If you type it into the chat, then I will answer it after I've gone through the 12 card readings here. So number 12, you have the Ace of Cups reversed. So the Ace of Cups reversed can indicate the end of, this is the Page of Cups. Why am I saying the Ace of Cups? The Page of Cups reversed. I don't care. I looked at it and thought, oh yeah, the page, and then started talking about the ace. So the Page of Cups reversed can indicate that it's the ending of an emotional situation. It can also be the end of a period of feeling quite creative. It can also be some information or news coming to you about the end of something creative. So it's like, when I look at it, I always think about romance, and I always think about that feeling where it's a bit dull and it's a bit sort of, the spark has gone out of the relationship sort of thing, and you're sort of feeling a little bit like, is the grass greener? So if you have this card, if you've chosen number 12 today, I would ask you to consider holding back on any moves that you make today, because it's like the energy is really a bit down around you, and it's going to be very easy for you to put the dampers on something today and to convince yourself or other people that it's for the best. You know, it wasn't going to work anyway. Yeah, well, I'm not going to answer that message because XYZ, insert your negative statement here, sort of thing. So this card invites you to regain that energy of creativity and that sort of emotional fulfillment, whether that comes from, art or craft or emotion, something like romance, something where it sparks you. You want to get that back. So to do that, don't make the decisions that the reversal is sort of putting into your head today. Just bide your time, draw back from that. Don't make the decisions and wait for this energy to return to its rightful state, because the energy is still around you. That's the thing with reversals. Remember, it's just a blockage of the true energy. Number 10. Number 10, you have the King of Cups, who is a wonderful man. The King of Cups is compassionate. He's in touch with his emotions. He is a good friend. He is a nurturer. He is a paternal or grand paternal energy. So he could be your dad, or he could be somebody who reminds you of your dad or granddad, or he could be somebody who is your age but comes across as stoic and that sort of older head on his shoulders, a wise man. If a film character was the 10 of Cups, I think could be Gandalf, because he is compassionate and he's wise, but he's also a leader. He's strong underneath his soft exterior. So this is the King of Cups, and he's very able to offer you the right advice. And he's got broad shoulders so that you can rely on him in a crisis. You can rely on him if you need some support. So is this you? Are you being the supporter? Are you going to be asked today to be this King of Cups, to manifest some King of Cups energy and to help somebody out? Or is it you that needs the help or support, or just that feeling of being nurtured and looked after? Is that you? If so, look out for your savior, the King of Cups, coming into your life today. So again, that's a lovely card. We are getting some nice ones today. Number 9. Another great card, number 9. You have a 9, so that's double lucky as well. 2 9s, position 9, card 9. The number 9 is a really magical number. It's a great angel number. It holds a lot of power. So straight away, you're blessed today. But it's also, this card is called the Wish card. And what the sort of very basic meaning of it is that whatever you're wishing for is going to come true, and it's going to happen really soon. So with it being cups, it's very often a emotional or romantic wish. So if you've set your sights on somebody, or if you're waiting for somebody to return your interest, then this wish is upon you. This is going to come true. The only sort of slight negative with this card in this orientation is be careful what you wish for, because it's a really powerful manifestation card. So just don't use that power lightly. So if you want something or somebody, then be prepared to actually have them. Be prepared to what that looks like, perhaps on a longer term basis. So great card to have. Let me know what your wish is, and let me know how it manifests, because it will do with this card. And this is going to be the energy around you for the next 24 to 36 hours. So I hope your wish comes true, and I'm sure it will do today. Number 8, you have the Knight of Cups reversed. So the Knight of Cups, knights very often indicate something either coming into your life or something leaving your life. And this can be a friend who's moving away from you. It could be somebody who you care for who is sort of exiting your life. So they're leaving your life. And if it's not a physical departure, it could be sort of an emotional distancing. So you very often see this card come out if like friends are growing apart, and one friend in particular is feeling sad about that. It can also indicate somebody that's untruthful. So it could be somebody that's a little bit dishonest around you. And I appreciate that I am going between two meanings here, somebody leaving or somebody being untruthful. But again, I will emphasize that this is a single card reading. So without laying other cards around it for context, it's difficult to be that precise. So I'm giving you the sort of a couple of meanings to choose from. So whichever one really fits and whichever one is relevant with you. So who is leaving, or who is being dishonest with you? Or is this you leaving? Are you riding out on your white charger and leaving a situation, an emotional situation behind? If it's you that this card is symbolizing, then this card is telling you that you're making a really good decision in doing that. So there's 3 meanings for you now with one card. So whichever of those applies to you, then do let me know if you've chosen number 8, wasn't it? Yeah. Number 4, you have got the Page of Pentacles. Again, we've got a couple of different meanings with this. This can mean you sort of having financial opportunities. So it would be if news of a great financial investment, or news about a job, or news about taking a risk financially that's looking like it's going to pay off. It could be news about a sale of something. Are you trying to sell something, a house, a car, even something on eBay? If you're trying to do that, then the cards are saying that today there is a really good energy around you for actually doing that. The other interpretation of this card, pages can indicate sort of young or youthful people, or people who've got a youthful sort of outlook on life, youthful energy. And the Page of Pentacles is a young man or a young lady who is interested in finances, who's got their feet on the ground, who's a good saver, or who's just good with money and is very money orientated. So again, if it can either be a financial opportunity which is looking very favorable for you, or somebody coming into your life or sphere of influence who is that youthful, vibrant, enthusiastic energy, who is somebody who's good with money or works in, there's a money connection with them. So look out for that person today. Whichever of those interpretations apply to you, then it's favorable, because this is a favorable card and it's upright. So welcome those opportunities, or welcome this person into your life. Number 5, one of my favorite cards. You have got the High Priestess. The High Priestess invites you to use your intuition, to tune into your inner self, to maybe withdraw from people, or to spend some time alone to really study your inner feelings. This would be a card that would come up if you were being asked to use your intuition to make a decision, to listen to your gut to make a decision. It's also a card that comes up which is when somebody needs to focus on themselves rather than giving it all away to other people, rather than putting their energy into the exterior. It's talking about moving that energy, changing your focus to an inside view. So looking deep within yourself. It's a card of self-reflection, introspection, examining your own motives for doing things, and going back to the roots of who you are. It can also be a card that's recommending that you perhaps look at doing something creative in order to give yourself that time, that space, in order to explore your creativity, explore your intuition, because intuition and creativity are very, very strongly linked. And I find if you're doing something creative, like I paint, then if you try to do it too much from the head, then you don't get the same level of results as if you just almost sort of switch off your conscious mind, focus on using your subconscious. So almost like do it in a dream state. And then you seem to get some of the best artwork I've created has been in that state of not being consciously aware of what my hands are doing. So almost like letting the subconscious or an external power flow through your hands as you're doing it. So this is a really exciting card if that's something that you'd like to try. If you're not feeling too crafty today, then it's still a card that invites you to focus on what's inside you rather than the exterior. So you know the answer, your gut knows the answer, your intuition knows the answer. Work with it, or perhaps it's asking you to develop it. And so you could look into ways to develop that sense of intuition further. But it's a really interesting, lovely card. It's an ancient symbol, of course, and it's sort of tied to wise women, medicine women, witches, and that sort of energy. So it's a long tradition of very, very powerful women or feminine energies. Number 6, you've got the 10 of Swords. What a card to finish on, number 6. So the 10 of Swords, number 6, 10 of Swords. Ten of Swords is a card that people go, oh, Ten of Swords, does that mean something bad? No, it means something has already come to a head. It means that you have battled through something. It was a real trial. It was a real challenge. It was really difficult for you. It took a lot of your energy. It took a lot. These swords are your intellect. They're the arrows of intellectual power. And it's like you've had to stick them all in. So you've really had to focus on getting something right. You've really had to put all your energy into a fight or a conflict or just a tricky situation or something that's taken, a lot of sorting out. It can be something like an illness. It can be something like, something going wrong in your life. But the great news about this card is that it's happened. Tens signify completion. So you're over the bump of whatever chaotic, unpleasant situation this has been for you, or whatever I want to say whatever danger you're in, but that sounds a bit sort of, like shock factor. Whatever predicament you might have found yourself in that was negative, it's gone, it's over. So you can move past this now. Wipe the sweat from your brow, breathe a sigh of relief, and know that that is behind you. And the future is much, much brighter from this point on. So you can put this event to bed now and leave it where it belongs in the past. Right, so that's your 12 card reading this morning. I have a question in the chat from Minimalist Theatre. If I bury the paper, will I send away all negative energy attached to me and my own divination items? Do you mean if I bury the paper, do you mean the cards? Or is it a spell petition that you've written that you need to bury? So Minimalist, could you describe that a bit further if you're still watching? So I'm not sure if you mean like your divination items, i.e. your cards, or if you've been doing some spell work and you've got a petition written on paper that you need to bury. I don't think it's really a question about the cards, is it? What I will say is if you have been doing spell work, or if you have been using paper in any kind of manifestation technique, or anything that you feel might have attracted a negative energy to you, then it is a good idea to bury that paper. And you can, when you give something back to the earth, you're almost asking the earth to work on the energy of that thing and to take it back. Because if you think about us, we all go back to earth to earth, ashes to ashes. So when you've cast a spell, or when you've manifested something, or when you've worked like that, when you bury something in the earth, you're giving it back to the earth. So you're asking the earth to take that away now. So if that's what you mean, then that will be the answer. I'll draw a couple of cards on that as well and see what they say. And you also mention your divination items. So you feel like there's a negative energy that's been attached to you and your divination items. Let's have a look. Interesting. So we have the Four of Wands reversed, the Devil reversed, and the Queen of Wands reversed. So we're looking at a situation. The Four of Wands is very often a portal card, and it can mean that you need to travel through something in order to get somewhere. And when it's reversed like this, it can mean that somebody's feeling a bit lonely. It can be divorce. It can mean that you haven't got to the place that you want to get yet. So in context with your question, I'd say that there's something that you need to work through. It's a portal. You haven't got to where you need to be in order to sort of send away the negative energy of the devil, who is the next card next to you. So it's like, now don't look at this and think, oh my goodness, is the devil on my back here? Because when it's reversed like this, it's talking about the recovery from this energy. So this is like, I understand this is a reversed view here, because when I'm looking at these cards, it's really difficult to work out which way is which because it's reversed. So the Four of Wands is first. So it's saying to go through a portal. then you need to do that in order to recover from a dark energy or being tied to something. But you are leaving this energy behind. It is a release from the power that has bound you. So you're traveling in that direction. And I would say, if you're asking about should you bury the paper, whatever that paper is, then I'd say that that's a clear indicator that you should do. The final card is the Queen of Wands reversed. And I'm taking this to be a significator for you. The Queen of Wands is a card. It's a female energy with a lot of action. And when it's reversed, it feels like the action's a bit stuck, and it feels like the black cat is often seen as a symbol of the occult. So it feels like something has gone wrong with that energy, and it's like it's stuck. And to right the energy, to regain the regal truth of the Queen of Wands, it feels like there's something you need to do that. So taking all three cards at once, along with your question, I would say do bury the paper. That will take you through the porthole to release the negative energy. And in order to regain your power as the Queen of Wands, somebody who has this energy, who has this power, who has this little cat, which is a symbol of the occult, so has these powers in the alternative things like the occult. But yeah, this will remove those negative attachments from you. So I hope that answers your question. I hope I've even got the question right there. So do let me know, minimalist. And also, if you need any more help with that, then don't hesitate to email me, naomi@skyspirit.co.uk. And I think that's it for the questions. Please join me tomorrow at 10:30 as usual, where you'll be able to ask live questions if you subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. That would really help me out. So please do that. And I'll see you tomorrow, and stay weird.